results were collated and results were announced. In the events leading to the election, there was the signing of the 2022 Electoral Act, 23 Electoral Act. In that Electoral Act, provisions were made for election results to be transmitted online using the BVAS, and provisions were also made for voters' accreditation to happen using the bimodal voter accreditation system, the BVAS system. What does this mean? This means that once voters are accredited, the information is transmitted to a secured location where it can be referenced for posterity purposes. Once the elections were conducted, results were announced. However, there was a public outcry that, as was stated, the results were not being uploaded on the INEC result viewing portals. And so we do present to you the outcome of forensic analytics and technical work that has been done to understand how the INEC result transmission process went, to provide transparency, to provide visibility for the public who seek to understand how the results be uploaded. So, based on INEC figures, there are 176,846 polling units. So far, so good. Results have been received for 168,000 polling units uploaded. Of the 176,000 polling units across the country, we found out that the results that were uploaded were served from multiple locations. So for some polling units, the result sheet was uploaded once. And for other polling units, there were multiple results uploaded into the storage location for that polling unit. What are the numbers? Out of 176,000 polling units, 140,976 polling units had single results uploaded. 35,870 polling units had multiple results uploaded. Does this mean that all uploaded results would differ from the primary result being displayed to the public? Not in every scenario. And so we can look through the different states and we can provide the breakdown where we had multiple uploads. So by virtue of what we can find, we also did track the results that came from one server versus the results that came from a second server. So we had two broad categories of servers. There were different locations. So from one of the locations, out of 176,846 polling unit results, 74,310 were served from a particular storage location, and the other 91,705 were served from a different storage location. And these storage locations are made available to the public on the INEC result viewing portal. And so, overall, 80% of the polling units uploaded had single uploads, and 20% of the polling units had multiple uploads. The states that saw the highest amounts of multiple uploads would be Zamfara State, Rivers State, Lagos State, Imo State, Edo State, Borno State. Borno State had the highest. Then Adamawa State and Abia State. Moving forward, we went further to look at the accredited voters that were published by INEC. And based on the results of that particular analysis, we have it that 95.5% of the total polling unit results have been uploaded on the results viewing portal by INEC. So far, so good. Results have been announced for 176,000 polling units, 846. However, what is available on the result viewing portal as at the early hours of Thursday, March 16th, was 168,958. Based on the results announced, 25,286,616 accredited voters were reported by the electoral body. Based on the results uploaded, 24,491,757 accredited voters have been confirmed. There is still a gap. We would expect the remaining 4.5% of polling units to exactly match that margin. And so, total number of registered voters are 93,469,008. Out of this, the voting activity of 89,491,454 have been reported to the public, which leaves roughly 4 million registered voters unaccounted for by virtue of their voting activity on the day of election, February 25. And of the 176,846 polling units, results are yet to be uploaded for 7,888 polling units as at Thursday, March 16, 1 a.m. Moving forward, there is a question: what are the chances that the remaining polling units will not exceed a certain threshold? And what is that threshold? The margin for the collated accredited voters on the result viewing portal, when compared to what was announced by INEC, was 794,859. The reported turnout for the election was 27.05%. However, based on the results submitted and uploaded so far, the turnout sits at 27.37%, which means that for INEC to maintain a 27.05% turnout, there is a threshold beyond which election result manipulation would become highly plausible. And that threshold is 19.98%, approximately 20% of the remaining 4 million registered voters that are yet to be accounted for. So, what then are the chances that the remaining polling units will not exceed 20% of the unaccounted 4 million registered voters. The electoral body has an enormous burden to conceal if anything exists. Another question that some of our early analysts have posed is this: why is the INEC yet to release the remaining results? Is something hidden? The researchers and the analysts attempted to answer this question. Why are the results not yet uploaded? Is there something we can learn when we closely examine the remaining results? And yes, there is something we can learn. From the results published by INEC, about 13 states were won by the APC, 12 states by the Labour Party, and 12 states by the PDP, 1 state for the NNPP. Our technology partners sought to investigate for what states, for which polling units are the results yet to be uploaded. A feature was generated. States were flagged based on the outcome of the election. There were states won by the APC, there were states won by the Labour Party, there were states won by the PDP, and there were states won by the NNPP. Based on open source efforts, there are states for which the results announced do not match closely with the manually or openly collated results. One of such states, which a lot of people are quite abreast with today, would be Rivers State. And so there are states for which the results are contended. So while a particular political party may have been declared the winner, the result from collating evidences indicates that a different political party is taking the lead. And so, out of the 7,888 polling units, we found out that 930 polling units for which results have not been released are in states that were won by the APC. We also found out that 1,000, and this accounts for 11.79%. We also found out that 1,366 polling units in states where the PDP was declared the winner are yet to be uploaded. From states where the NNPP was declared the winner, we found out that 1,092 polling units are yet to be uploaded. From states where the PDP was declared the winner, but the results are being contended based on available evidences, 661 polling units are yet to be uploaded. From states where the APC was declared the winner and the results are being contended based on open evidences, 1,387 polling units are yet to be uploaded. Finally, for states where the Labour Party was declared the winner, it was discovered that 2,452 polling unit results were yet to be uploaded. What does this mean in terms of registered voters and in terms of expected accredited voters? The Labour Party share of the polling unit represented 31% of the total polling units not yet reported, which means that 1 in 3 polling units yet to be reported are in states won outrightly by the Labour Party. And when you combine the contended states with the Labour Party states, you will find out that 68% of polling units are in areas that would be considered the Labour Party strongholds. So results are yet to be uploaded for 68% of the remaining polling units, and these are Labour Party strongholds. In terms of registered voters, the unaccounted registered voters in APC declared states are 457,443. The amount of registered voters unaccounted for in the states that was won by the NNPP is 563,837. The amount of registered voters unaccounted for in states where the PDP were declared the winner sits at 725,182. For states that the PDP were declared the winner, but strongly contended in the aftermath of the declaration of results, 347,663 registered voters are yet to be accounted for by virtue of no evidences for polling unit activity on the day of election uploaded on the INEC result portal. In states where the APC was declared the winner, but strongly contended based on open evidences, 691,057 registered voters are yet to be accounted for. Finally, in states where the Labour Party was declared the winner, the results that summarizes the activity of 1,245,636 registered voters are yet to be uploaded for public validation. And so, if we drill closely into the contended states, which include Benue for the APC, Rivers for the APC, Akwa Ibom for the PDP, Bayelsa for the PDP, Taraba for the PDP, we learned that 1,147 polling unit results in Rivers State are yet to be uploaded, and this accounts for 548,588 voters. 441 polling unit results are yet to be uploaded in Taraba State. 240 polling unit results are yet to be uploaded in Benue State. And so, in the final part of this, I'm going to share with you how the results came in, how many results were received in the portal on the day of election, February 25th, moving forward up until very recently. So for now, I would pause on the presentation and I would hand over to the moderators of the session. The moderators, you're muted. Okay, so I guess there's a challenge on muting. I just got that message. I will unmute. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so I have asked. Yes, I've asked a couple of the moderators to unmute.
Okay, Samadina, thank you very much for that wonderful presentation. I think at this moment, if we have Kristen, may you quickly unmute and just give us a snippet of your presentation? Then afterwards, Samadina can now summarize. Kristen, are you there? Samadina, I think it appears Kristen is somewhat caught up on the way. If you don't mind, can you quickly go ahead then?
So if we do have questions, I guess folks can raise their hands up because we'll be going to the next chapter of this, and the information shared there would be different from what was shared before.
Can anyone hear me? Samadina, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I was having some issues, but I tried to log in with my laptop. I can be able to share the sheet. So thank you very much for that wonderful one. From our own end, we were able to look at some issues from the INEC IREP project. Basically, we were looking out for related results and that were uploaded, and where they have the issues of blurry images. So these images were very unclear that no one barely see it. And some, there were massive cancellations. Let me share screen. We were able to look at 11 states. We looked at Adamawa, Plateau State, Bauchi, Gombe Rivers, Benue, Edo, Ekiti, Imo, Akwa Ibom. So for instance, in Gombe, for instance, So in Billy local government, we're able to see in the registration area, that's ward. We have Belpete Primary School. So the image that was uploaded there was very blurry. Let's look at the link. We find out that most of these results, no one could barely see them. Still, INEC went ahead to announce the results as well. Trying to see. I'm having issues trying to link. But the truth of it is that we're able to look at some other states, even in Adamawa, we're able to spot some issues like that too. Basically, this blurry results, I don't know how they were able to come up with that. I just wish that this link would be able to take me to the IRF portal so that you can be able to have a picture of what I'm talking about. That's basically the issue we were able to see. As of this morning, we are still working on other states because we are meant to, if we cannot achieve this data for every polling unit in the state, at least we hope to get up to 50% of places where we will have this kind of incident. Then in Gombe 2, another important observation we saw actually was that a particular local government, there was an upload that was showing that the picture was snapped at the same spot, that we had the same background, and the upload was actually, it's maybe three minutes, because we're looking at the time these uploads were made. So when you look at those polling units, you find out that these uploads were made one after the other. So showing that for those 17 polling units, it was actually someone's house. So they were just there from printing, counting, and putting results. Then at the end of the day, they were able to upload it. Unfortunately for them, we're able to see that this background, there is no way 17 polling units would be in a particular place. So the idea behind the Beavers and the whole View Electoral Act and how to upload and snap is that they should be able to do it from the polling unit where the election was held. So for we to see that some uploads were made where actually some images were snapped at a particular background and were being uploaded one after the other. I mean, that's quite alarming. It's a big challenge, and then an evidence for us, especially for the level team. So to look at look at and see how we can get this credit market. So that's basically it from my own end. And then you know how network is actually having issues. That's why it's unfortunate, but that's what we have. Thank you. So somebody now, are you there?
Okay, yes, I'm here. Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Chris, for that. Now, right about now, we're going to move on to the next phase. And in the next phase, we will be talking about how those results were posted to the server. But before that, I can see a couple of folks raising their hands, and I would entertain a couple of those questions. So, Laba, I have asked you to unmute. If you do have a question or a comment, you can indicate by raising your hand and we can ask you to unmute. So Laba, I can see you that you're raising up your hand and I have asked you to unmute. I can see you are talking, but you're not unmuted.
Okay, you can hear me now.
All right, I can hear you.
Yes. I raised my hand mistakenly just to inform the audience that I'm around. Not that I want to say anything.
Okay, thank you very much. So what media house do you represent?
I represent New Strangers Online.
Okay, thank you very much, Strangers. So I can see Uncle M. So
yeah, I believe you can hear me now.
I can hear you.
Hello everyone. Mine is a comment, basically a response to the last presenter and Christian herself. So he spoke about the idea of upload being done from a particular place. Perhaps these are uploads from a common board or maybe a local government, but they all come from the same place. I think that's basically shouldn't be something we should build a case around, because we all know that because of the issue, a lot of people did have to take back their beavers without having to upload the results. And when they did that, they all took it back to perhaps the collation center, and from there it was uploaded. I've worked on some of this results and I've seen that even in our stronghold, in places in Anambra, in Enugu, very deep stronghold of the LP, we have similar issues. So I do not think it's something we need to build a case against. For cases where the beavers wasn't working, they all took them back to the RA or LGA, and you see that someone basically had all the results lined on a table and were taking pictures of them. So my recommendation is we shouldn't build a case around that. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And do we have any other comments or questions? Okay, I will get this going into the second part of today. The election happened on February 25, and so we would expect results to start coming in from February 25. So based on what we have uncovered so far, there were 176,846 polling units. And as at March 7th, results have been uploaded for 167,000 polling units. So essentially, the result uploads are now happening incrementally in a marginal fashion. On the day of election, according to the Electoral Act, once elections are concluded, results are expected to be transmitted to the online portal. However, out of 176,846 polling units, results that were sent on the 25th that have not been modified in their storage location sits at 5,668. So out of every result uploaded on the 25th of February, only 5,668 of those results have not been updated. What that means is that at a minimum, 5,668 results be uploaded on the 25th. In any event where it exceeded that, the excess would have been modified. The storage location would have been modified after February 25th. Do not forget when we started, 30,000 polling units across the country had traces of multiple results upload. On the 26th, the results that were uploaded and have remained unchanged since the 26th sit at 31,979 results. So which means on the 25th, we had 5,668, and on the 26th, we had 31,978. On the 27th, the number went down to 17,333 result sheets. And so when you accumulate that, you'll be sitting somewhere at 65,000 as at the 27th. On the 28th, we saw an additional 63,346. Now, a lot of persons really want to understand what is going on in their world. And at the end of this presentation, I will share with you a system with which you can actually vet the activities that happened in the polling units in your ward. In particular, we would want you to cross-reference the reported number of accredited voters using the BVAS machine. We will get there. On the 28th of February, 63,346 results were uploaded. On the 1st of March, 27,909. On the 2nd of March, 9,002. On the 3rd of March, 4,541. On the 4th of March, 3,806, 3,486. On the 5th of March, 1,777. On the 6th of March, 1,559. Ever since then, it's been fractional increments. So this has laid out to you the order in which results were uploaded on the BVAS system. At this juncture, I would like to take a pause for questions, feedbacks, and comments. And we'll go into the final round of this exercise.
Recording in progress.
So I would like the moderator to confirm if anyone has any question to field, and I would move into the final phase, and I'll show you how to reference a couple of this information. So right about now, okay, I have asked you to unmute.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much for your presentation. However, for me, I'm not sure if it's the same for any other person. It's a bit difficult to follow. Is there a chart or a report we can get to follow through with what you're rolling out?
So reports will be made available in the following days. But for now, I would redirect you to a platform on which you can get a couple of this information. So I will share my screen. It says only the host can share. So just give me 1 second. So I get. So the host for the meeting, can you make my second device a co-host so I can share the screen? Oh, let me see. Okay, so I think I just enabled something, so hopefully. Okay, now, yes, I'm able to share my screen. So we do have a system with which you can actually follow up with this. So you would see that this is an application, it's called Election Manager. So on the Election Manager platform, you do have tons of data that relates to the 2023 election. So you have the 2023 BVAS IREV validation feature, which is at the bottom left tab. With this feature, you can always cross-reference and verify election results. So we are on the BVAS IREV validation feature. So you can see on the home screen, you would see result sheets that were uploaded. You would see the collation portal as well as the validation portal for election results. You would also find incident reports that were submitted during the election. You will also find live result statistics that have been collated based on the results that have been received so far. So on the Beavers IREV validation, the first tab there says verify voters turnout from Beavers. And so this is for polling units in the southern parts of Nigeria. So we could pick, say, the South. We could go to Rivers State. We could pick a particular local government, say Obi. You can pick any of the ward, let's say Choba. So the percentages you see are the voters turnout in those polling units. So when you go through this, you can actually pass this information to the people in the ward level, at the ward level, and they can always go in, look at their polling units. They can see the number of people that we are registered to vote, the number of registered voters, and they can also find the number of people that INEC claims voted. So you can see polling units, Donald Ekong Library Car Park, Uniport. It says 6943. So that means there are 69 registered voters and 43 accredited voters. You move on to the next polling unit, Ndudo Playground. It says there are 1,266 registered voters and 105 accredited voters. And so you would expect the people from Ndudo to say, oh, I am from this place. I know what would have happened there. If I have any evidence, those evidences would be reported. And so when you click on that, you'd see Ndudo Playground, Choba 1, Rivers, Obi local government, Choba ward. And you can see the election result that was uploaded for that particular polling unit. So the election result shows that there are, now, this is a very interesting part. You see, the result says there are 723 voters on the register, right? And 105 accredited voters. That is what the result says. But when we look at what was uploaded on Beavers, from the Beavers information, it says there are 1,266 registered voters in that polling unit. So already you can see there is a mismatch between the number of registered voters on the result sheet and the number of registered voters available on the INEC portal. So what this is now telling us is that one number of accredited voters uploaded on IREV from Beavers is 405. Number of registered voters in this polling unit, 1,266. However, when we click on the results, we find quickly that reported number of voters in that polling unit was 723. So people at the ward level can now go in and they can understand better what happened in their polling units. And so this result means that only 9% of registered voters in that polling unit turned out to vote. So the number of voters that INEC claims did not show up for the election are 1,161. And so the question is, please review the number of accredited voters if more people voted in this polling unit. And so to review where there is an issue, if you have any original result or evidence, you select yes. It flags that yes, someone has reviewed. And when you save, it takes that information and pushes it onto the server and computes that information. So that is for Donald Ekong. Sorry, that's for Ndudo Playground. So as that result gets synchronized into the server, you look into other polling units. So for those of you who are here, we can go to your local government, go to your ward, and we can see what the numbers are saying. Are the numbers saying that people voted, or are they saying that people did not vote? Do they reflect the reality? So where the results that are uploaded do not match what happened on election day and you have the evidence, then we ask you to fill the incidence reports. So you come over to incidence reporting and you report manipulation of results. So you upload evidences, you upload any other additional information, tell us what happened, and you send, and we will get that information. So this is one way to follow through with what has happened with the elections. And when you do this, what is the outcome? The outcome is you start providing hard evidences that would point to the fact that the electoral process is disputable. Now, you scroll down, you would find information on IRF translation in Rivers State. You could see the disparity. You could see the results in the table. And when you scroll down further, you would find the results that were released by INEC. So you can always compare from state to state. You can see what was released by INEC, the announced vote for the APC, for the Labour Party, for the NNPP, for the PDP, other parties, the registered voters, the valid votes, the Labour Party, what was announced, and the electoral officer in that state. So you can see all the different state returning officers. And then when you also come over here, you will also find the Beaver State Accreditation Analysis. So yeah, you would find how many polling units we have in each state. So we'll tell you, okay, so I'll just give you an instance. So this is Abia State. In Abia State, 215,000 voters are yet to be accounted for. There were 2.12 million registered voters, 1.9 million. The activities have been uploaded on IREV. And the uploaded accredited voters so far sits at 376,000. The number of votes announced by INEC, 370,000. Unaccounted polling units, 424. So you can get the state breakdown of all the information, the summary of the information that we have shared. And the creators of this platform always update information as they become available. So this platform, I'll just refresh my screen for you to see. It's the election manager, and you can get it on the Google Play Store as well as the Apple Play Store. So I'll just once more navigate to see, I'll just navigate over to Rivers, and we're at Obiakpo and Choba, and you can see the Ndodo. That was the polling unit that we were looking at the other time. So yes, so Ndodo Playground. So yes, so that was the polling unit. So this is what it is telling you. Fill the incidence reporting form on the top left menu. Tell us anything that happened here on the election day. If you have the original copy of the results on election day, please submit it to us. So with this, you can follow through. You can play around. There are a lot of features. You can even also get an idea of what happened in 2019 in the election, the number of accredited voters that the smart card reader actually recorded. And there's a lot of insights on this platform. So I'll just show you back here. So you'll see beneath, it gives you the link. It says to download, you go to bit.ly/election-manager_Android or _Apple. Or you go to the App Store or Play Store and you type Election Manager, you search and you scroll until you find the app icon. The app icon is a G with a blue G symbol. So that's what we got for now. So I'll hand over to the moderator. So if there is any comment or questions on that, you can indicate by raising your hands, or I can actually, let's see if I can allow anyone to unmute at will. Okay, yes, so I can see someone just indicated their hand. So I've asked you to unmute. Yeah, I've asked you to unmute the folks raising their hands up.
Okay, thank you so much, Somadina. My name is Engineer Michael Malo. Well done for this great insight you provided to all the obedient family. You and I are supposed to have connected before now. I'm sorry I've not had the opportunity to do so. What I wanted to say is with respect to the court case, evidences have been, rolled out for the lawyers to work with. I needed to know at what point are you planning to make some of these evidences available, and I want to also know if there is any plan to work with the current materials that we are aware that court has granted us the right to access those materials, and INEC has also accepted to release those materials. I've seen firsthand the EC8D has been handed over to them. We still have some more to be looked at, the A, B, and C. So what I think we should be doing also to assist is to see how we can subject these other results to what we already have in the IRF. We all know that the IRF is not 100% accurate. A lot of mutilation, a lot of mismatched information, a lot of human errors, and so on. And there's this important information I've seen on the portal. Even INEC themselves are not coming out to tell us how accurate that information is, which is the accredited voters figures. If you check the version 2 of the result viewing portal for presidential election, where you could just query the delimitation code, you will realize that what they say in the statement just below that accredited voters figure is like they are disclaiming it might likely change after completion or after the synchronization is completed. So that statement is fraudulent in its own in itself, because synchronization should have been done at the point of upload, which all of us will agree with. If I'm uploading my picture that has the metadata of the picture, meaning the data about the data, which includes the type of camera used, the date and time it was captured, and all those information that comes with the picture, it should be uploaded at the same time, not separated. And it's taking longer than usual to confirm to us that these figures are correct. Now, without the accredited voters figures, we cannot for sure tell which of these results is overvoting and which of these results is coming from the polling unit that did not follow the procedure of using beavers to be accredited, something we all know that has happened in most of the northern states. First-hand information from one of our team that played the role of a presiding officer in one of those, location confirmed to us how they refuse to use beavers because they feel it wastes their time. So, and there's a lot of irregularities that without this figure, we cannot conclude that these results are even correct. So in conclusion, the EC8A, EC8B, C, and D must be analyzed all together, because where we find overvoting at the EC8D, we can narrow it down to check what happened. Was it at the local government level that they manipulated the result, or at the ward level, or at the polling level? Wherever the error is coming from, we must fish it out and hand it over to the lawyers so they can make informed decision. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. For the accredited voters, we do have the numbers that are being reported based off BVAS, and where disparity exists, it becomes a point of interest, both to the political party, to INEC, and more importantly, the public. Such disparities are interesting, and those are the sort of signs and signals that we're looking forward to. The outcome of these efforts is to support the current movement to uphold democracy, and the results will be made available to those efforts. Thank you very much, CBB and Engineer Michael. Yeah, Martin, I've asked you to unmute.
Yes, I have unmuted Samadina, and just to piggyback on the last speaker, good job on your data collation. Just a quick observation, and probably to aid your investigation. I don't know if you are aware that the so-called IRF website is hosted on the Amazon AWS. I don't know what effort the legal team of P2B is doing to see how they can secure the infrastructure in Amazon to make sure that it's not tampered with. Because all the information we are looking for, everything that we are talking about today can be gotten from those servers. From the day the servers were built up to the day of that election and what happened afterwards. They have a good forensic scientist. The blood images that they put in there or no blood images, there are applications out there that can make them crystal clear. And everything is time-stamped. Every device that connects to the internet has an IP address and you can change it. They all have a MAC address that is recorded, the timestamp that they are connected to the internet and when they log off. The location where they are connected to the internet, they are all there. So the main engine that they have for their legal case is the infrastructure hosting the IRF. If they can secure it, I don't know if they can do it internationally, they can do it locally, all the questions they have will be answered. That's all I have to contribute.
Yeah, thank you very much. If there is someone, I guess the points you raised are quite valid. And if there is someone on the legal team, I think they can also share some thoughts as to the legal effort that's been made to secure those materials on the server. From a technology standpoint, what we can lay our hands on, we will lay our hands on. And once we get that information, we can tell the story. And that is what we have done today. We've come out to tell you the story. The servers, they are not as different as we think, even when we say the two different servers. They were all hosted on the same cloud service provider. And we do have some insight into how the system was structured. So we're following closely and we're continuing to contribute and crystallize any information that we can crystallize. Thank you very much, Martin. So the next person, Amos. I've asked you to unmute. Amos, have asked you to unmute. So I guess we'll be rounding up in a bit. I guess we've been here for going to 80 minutes.
Hello.
Yes, hello, Amos.
Hey, how you doing? Well, I do appreciate the efforts you've made. All of you are making. Well, I think my question has been partly answered by the last two speakers. I just wanted to make sure that all the analysis that you have conducted, that the legal team, you're working with the legal team to provide all this information, because I do think that the law says that accreditation had to be done through beavers, and I did notice that lots of places did not, because if you go to IRF portal, some of them will show you electronically, not on the paper uploaded, but it's going to show you the number of voters accredited, and that's, to me, I felt it was some of those that were actually accredited using beavers. So that point has to be made, that I think the law allows that if accreditation was not done by beavers, that is invalid. So I think that point has to be made, and that you all should work with the legal team to make sure that all these ideas are exchanged, and I see how this election can be, the mandate can be recovered. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Amos, for that. And I've shared the link in the chat section, a link to download the app. It's Election Manager, and you can get that information. You can get a lot of information as regards the app. So yes, so you can get that information. And more importantly, this information are being made available to the public in lieu of the governorship election coming up, so you can know what to look out for. So once you circulate, you escalate this information down to the ward level. By tomorrow, we should have some informations out that will actually tell people to verify the number of voters in their polling unit. So we have the number of registered voters and the number of accredited voters that Beavers, according to Beavers, and we want to know if what was reported was actually the reality. So let us all make sure that once that information is out, we share this first. Then when the other information comes out, we escalate that to village WhatsApp groups, our town, our home community, hometown WhatsApp groups and Facebook groups. And even you can hold live sessions on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And the app is very intuitive. It is open, so you can actually use it. You can play around, and you can also get people to use it, and the results are all live. So it's also open as well. It's just like your Facebook app or your Twitter app. So it's very intuitive. Thank you very much. So Didon. I've asked you to unmute.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Quick one, I want to ask for, are we seeking to cancel the election or to recover the mandate? That's my first question, like recover the mandate for people. The second one is I learned, I'm not sure, but I learned INEC server was hosted on Amazon. Now, I know that when we were uploading at first they were uploading on iRed, and after some time they wiped it off and started putting whatever figures they needed to put. What I want to say is, I know that if they are truly hosted on Amazon, the data will not be lost. We can get a court order or whatever, so we could get the original data from the AWS people. Those are my inputs. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, thank you very much. I believe the folks here are taking note of that question for the legal team to get a ruling to be able to get access to the data. So Prince Solomon, I've asked you to unmute. Thank you very much, D-Don.
Okay, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I sincerely want to thank you for the analysis and your teaching and everything. Mine is, I will just ask one question, then I will make my suggestion. That question is this. When I listened to our principal on the Arise TV the other day, he said he is not challenging the results, but he is challenging the process. And that's why I'm asking this question, because we know we won the election, and he on the other side has said that he won the election. So I think, though I'm not one of his legal team, but I think if we are challenging the process, at the same time, we should be asking the court to declare us the winner if that process which we are challenging, that which INEC did not follow the due process of, using beavers to do whatever they are supposed to do. Then if elections are to be collected from the polling units, you will now see that we have won. So I think these two should go together. Then my suggestion is this. I read the other day that we have 10 days to go. I know Nigerian courts, technicalities, most of the cases, when they see that you have a lot of proof and all that, they will now bring technicalities. So since we have 10 days to go, I think that we don't need to wait till the last minute, or maybe that very day that is the last day, or 2 days before that last day, because before that day, anything can happen. You begin to look for, the people you are supposed to file the case to. So we should be able to file this case early enough so that we cannot begin to gather the materials to go to court. We should not wait until we have all that is needed to file the case before filing the case. That's what I have to say. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. I believe that's for the legal team. So folks here from the legal team, I believe you're taking that piece of information. I can say Ngene Matthew. I can also say CBBN. I would default to CBBN after Ngene. Ngene Matthew, I've asked you to unmute.
Thank you, sir. Good evening. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, please. Mine is a quick one. Before the last speaker, there was a question that was thrown. It's like you didn't quite get it. The question is: are we asking for the annul of the election, for the cancellation of the presidential election, or are we asking for our mandate to be given back to us? That was the question. And secondly, I know that our principal and our team have asked us to be law-abiding and calm, but I think the way INEC is playing around the entire nation, the obedient team, our supporters, is unbecoming. It's unbecoming because both the Momodu and Festus Okoye, they are, in fact, each time I see them speak, I feel I'm just crying. So I don't know how we're going to face those people because they are making things worse. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much. As regards what we're doing, according to His Excellency, the effort is to challenge the process. The aim is to reclaim the mandate. So it's brief, it's clear, it's succinct. Thank you very much, Ngene. CBBN, I've asked you to unmute.
All right, thank you once again. I'm Engineer Michael Malo. I want to respond to the issues that we all raised regarding the beavers upload and all the technical loopholes that we believe we can recover from the host company, the service provider of the infrastructure on Amazon to add to our evidence. Yeah, those are very, very good evidence that we can lay our hands on to help our case. But the most important thing is the certified true copies of EC8A, B, C, and D. And that's why I feel we should lay our hands on it and see how we can subject it to all of this analysis. Because what INEC are trying to cash out, as well as those they are helping, is because they realize that the electronic upload is not in any way part of what would be considered the certified true copies. You can't get a certified true copy of Beaver's upload. It's just there for the public to see. The idea is to create that transparency in the process. But you and I know that INEC can give you 1,001 reasons. They can even say some people did that intentional to, make them look incompetent, or they had some people who hijacked the beavers at the places they kept them. They can come up with all stories and say that was not their handwork. So we must fall back to what they had in mind, which is the hard copies of those results. And that's where we should be analyzing as well. What we have now is fantastic. Now we have the digital copy to show that there was an intention to actually manipulate the result in favor of a particular party or candidate. Now we need to see the exact copies that are kept at the different INEC states, offices. The EC8D is at the national. They've already retrieved it. I saw it with my own eyes, and they've looked at it. But now we need to hastily get that copy that covers the B, A, B, C, and also do the analysis. It is at that point we can then challenge the result, challenge the process, challenge everything. And of course, I agree with all of us that suggested or were asking what is our prayers. We'll have multiple prayers to the court. In some prayers, we'll ask the court to cancel the polling units that the results are not valid for all the reasons like mutilation, not using beavers, overvoting, and so on. While at the end of the day, our prayer will be, let the court declare us the winner after all our proofs are being put on the table for them. So for me, I think all of us that are going to be involved in this, both the legal team and those that are going to help out, because the other three results require us as obedient to be physically at the state INEC offices. We need to get our photocopy machine, because if we wait for them, they will not give it to us. So we'll get our photocopy machine, bring it to their premises, then ask them to retrieve the files one after the other. We photocopy, they stamp the CTC on it and drop it like that. That's how we do. If we dedicate a day, across the different INEC offices in this 36 states plus FCT, we will get all of those result sheets for ABC that is at that level for now. So that's my contribution. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, CBM, for that. I guess for the merit of time, we would be winding down on today's meeting. We do have a couple folks, so just real quick, a couple seconds, if you can put out your comment. Precious, Abby. I've also asked Kingsley to unmute, so Kingsley, you can go whoever unmutes first.
Okay. I have unmuted. Mine is just a simple one, and it is just to do with this character. I think they call him Patani, the Minister for Communication or something. I'm just wondering if what he has said with regards to attacks has any substance, or it just red herring. As I said, I have no no time for him, but I'm just wondering if what he said anyway has any kind of any validity at all. Did you get me?
Yeah, there's an echo from your end.
So you didn't get what I said? No? Do you want me to repeat? Is that quick?
Yes, please do.
Okay, so what I said is about Patani. I think you do know him, the Minister of Communication.
Okay.
Something like that, yes. As I understand it, he's come up with some funny story that there were attacks on the BVAR or whatever system they chose and they used, that there were attacks. And I'm just wondering whether that has any substance or it's red herring, something that is irrelevant.
No substance so far. No substance so far. That's a claim.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a mere claim. Yeah, thank you very much, Kingsley. And Precious? Okay, so I do believe that we've come to the end of this session. In the end, we presented to you the lessons that we've learned from analyzing the data available from February 25 election. We have seen the multiple data locations from which data was served to the public on the IRF portal. We found out polling units for which single result you uploaded, 140,000 polling units, and polling unit for which multiple result sheets you uploaded, 30,000 polling units. We also found out the number of polling units, that have been served to the public from each of the respective servers. We have that information public at the moment. We've also brought to you how the results you uploaded on the IREV. On election day, we saw 5,800 results. The following day, we saw 31,000. 2 days after the election, it was 17,000. 3 days after the election, it was 63,000. And it continued till this very day. So as at March 5th, we have about 167,000 results uploaded. Then we also showed you the margin, the secret turnout threshold, that if INEC exceeds that threshold in the unaccounted 4 million registered voters, then INEC would be presenting to us results for which the reported BVAS accreditation exceed the accreditation for which the result was announced. And we saw that majority of the polling units, 70% of the polling units, 67% of the polling units for which the results are yet to be uploaded in Labour Party strongholds. So 33%, 31% of them are in states won outrightly by the Labour Party, and the other 36% are in states that another party was announced the winner, but evidences are showing that the Labour Party is actually winning. And 1.25 million registered voters are not yet accounted for in states that are outrightly won by the Labour Party, and another 1.3 million registered voters are unaccounted for in those contentious states. So with this information, going to the governorship election, you want to make sure that you validate the number of accreditations that happened in your polling units, and we've made that information available through the Election Manager app. The link was shared on the chat. I would share the link once more, so you can share this to your friends, families, share it on your WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. It's an open app. It's very intuitive. You can use it to support your effort for this election. And you can also use it to collect election results, collect reported incidences, and take note of everything. You can give it to your supporters. You don't need any special thing. A lot of features have been made available. So if you have a House of Assembly election or a governorship election, you can use the app and you can use it to collect evidences. Those evidences are public and the information are safe where they are. And the governance index, it's a leadership and empowerment and a governance platform foundation. And the commitment is to uphold democracy through media effort, through technology, and through the power of bringing people together. So more updates will come. We would call on you again when we get more information. For now, these are the information we have. We're building our case. And we've also uncovered a lot of rigging and result manipulation typologies that will be very useful in the court hearings. A lot of this cannot be shared in public due to the sensitivity of the matter at hand and the fact that a couple of these issues are already before a court. So I want to thank you really, really much. If you have any information or any question, you can always contact the conveners of the governance index, as well as allied support group, the Obi Support Network, the Women for Peter Obis, and yeah, every other support group that have been working to make sure that the obedient movement stays highly organized. So the app is the Election Manager app. Someone just shared it to you, so you can see all the information there. You can upload results in your polling unit there. You can always reference it. You can digitize it there on the platform, and it's going to be a great tool to help uphold democracy. So once more, thank you very much. We now know that there is not so much that can be hidden from the public. People are working around the clock to make sure that we reclaim our mandate. So once more, we are on Twitter. Go to Twitter, @GovIndex. When you look at the screen from which I'm speaking, the particular thumbnail, you would find that information there. So at Twitter, go to GovIndex and follow. Updates are always shared through that handle. And if you're a media person, also circulate this information on media, and we can actually get people to stay focused. The key thing that's going to happen in the coming months is that the spirit of the movement attempt will be made to crush the spirit of the movement. The only way to uphold the spirit of the movement is to stay enthusiastic, is to stay connected, is to be connected to information, it is to support one another, and we should not relent at this particular cause. I really want to appreciate you once more. The app is the Election Manager app. I've shared the link, and just maybe real quick, I would again, what is it called? I just shared it, and again, I would just show you what it looks like. So I'll share my screen, and yes, so that for those of you, so that when you get to when you get there, you can actually find the app. So this is the app, and it has all of those information, a lot of information as regards the election. It's there. And yes, so if you have any updates, you can always reach out through the Twitter handle. And yeah, so the GovIndex app, it's the same as the Election Manager app. So that's the app being referred there. It's the Election Manager app, China. So this is the app. So it has information on the election, and you can see that. So this is a table that summarizes the election results, what was announced, then once collation is done, those results will be uploaded. There's also information on the electoral officers. You have tons of information on the app. So yeah, I guess that's it for now. Yes, I'll stop sharing, and I guess we should be good to go. So if there is no other question, I will be ending the meeting. So I'll just put something on the background for folks before I'd finally turn off the room. So okay, so And for any follow-up question, you can also be in touch with the convener for this meeting, Daniel Elomba.